Hi, welcome to my channel. Thank you for stopping by. Today is, as titled, my 8-week update of little Nova Wilde, who is was sleeping next to me on the sofa and is now kicking about, so she's probably going to make an appearance. Also, apologies for the lighting, I don't know what it's going to be like. It is a miserable day today. It's one of those days where it feels like the day never actually starts, like it never actually gets a light at all. It's just grey and rainy and just a little bit miserable. But anyway, thank you for watching. As always, got my trusty phone because I can never remember anything. So 8 weeks, still don't have any kind of set routine. Like every day starts, I don't really know how it's gonna go, but I'd say probably in general she has like 3 naps in a day, roughly a morning, midday, late afternoon kind of thing, but I don't really know. I'd say I only kind of gauge that because often we're out in the morning and I feel like she's then asleep most of the time in the buggy, then we get home and she feeds, then she has a nap kind of across that bit. Yeah, I don't know, I feel like that's kind of what we're slowly aiming towards and what kind of feels like she's in, but I don't enforce it at all, and I don't know if that happens every day. I still basically just feed on demand. If she's crying and I feel like I'm all out of options of what else it could be, I just feed her, and often that is what it is. In general, she's kind of having 3 naps throughout the day, but she's definitely awake way more now. Like her day and night are completely different. So in the day, she is quite good actually at not needing to feed to fall asleep. So she does tend to kind of eat and then have her awake time and then sleep. To sleep, we do still need to work quite hard to get her to sleep. So she's often either on the sling or one else is bobbing her, or in the car or the buggy, she'll fall asleep. But her awake times are getting longer and longer. Like she'll actually be awake now for like a good couple of hours at a time, and like really engaging, and she's doing little chatting kind of gurgling noises, and she started smiling, which is so lovely. So her days are much more kind of, yeah, awake with some naps, and then the night is very much the night, which I'm so grateful for because this is not how Jet was at all. So with Nova at night, at the last week, I really don't want to say this and then regret it. Like, you know, what's the word when you like say something and then like curse it, whatever that word is. The last week I fed her at 10, and then she's gone through till like 3 or 4 and then woken at like 6 or 7. So basically just doing the 1 night feed, which is amazing. And when I do feed her, she then just goes back down to her bed and goes back to sleep. Whereas with Jet, he fed a lot in the night, and then after each feed would need a lot of help getting back to sleep. I'd have to stand up and be rocking him or put him in the sling or just let him sleep on me. So the night's a lot more awake and a lot more testing, whereas Nova's been amazing at night, so I'm so grateful for that. So I'm hoping that is like the new Nova, that is now the stage we're in. It will change again, because as soon as you get used to a season, that's when you know it's probably going to change again. What else is she doing? Oh, still very much don't have our evenings back, and that's something I am really looking forward to and really miss. And I'd forgotten how used we've got to that with Jet. Like when we put Jet down to bed, come through to the living room and just collapse onto the sofa, and it's just so nice to know you're off duty then for the evening and you could just have that proper time to catch up and chill and eat your food while sitting down. Whereas with Nova, and I know it's normal, I'd started to get a bit worked up about it, and then I spoke to some friends and was reminded how normal it is. I'd just forgotten. So basically every evening she gets quite unsettled, doesn't want to sleep but doesn't seem very happy to be awake, or goes through different moods. So sometimes she's just really happy lying on our lap and chatting and gurgling, and it's really lovely, and then she starts getting really annoyed, and then I feed her again, and I find she's still kind of cluster feeding throughout the evening, where she's just kind of feeding on and off constantly, and then gets a bit unsettled and annoyed, and we try and get her to sleep but she doesn't want to, and it just feels like it's this kind of constant cycle every evening. So from when Jet goes down at like 7 till we go to bed at maybe 10, there's these kind of 3 hours where we cook dinner and then she gets upset, so then one of us eats. Oh, can you hear her? One sec. Hi, what's the matter? Hey, look, can you say hello? Can you see the camera? Just gonna lie down on my lap. One of us will be eating while the other one's rocking her, and then we swap, and it just, evenings aren't very relaxing at the moment. Now and again we'll have like a fluke evening and she'll fall asleep at maybe kind of 8:30, 9, and we have maybe an hour just to chill before we then go to bed and I feed her again. But in general our evenings are just a bit non-existent and not very relaxing. But it's nice having spoken to friends and remembering that that is normal and that will pass. I'm not really sure when it's going to be kind of, she has a bedtime and she actually goes to bed. She's just looking up at me. What are you looking at? Hey? I feel like I'm getting to grips a little bit more, still definitely not there. Juggling too. I'm learning a few tricks. You know, even for getting in the car now, I always make sure I have her car seat in the house. Rather than carrying them both out, I can have her ready in her car seat in the house and then carry her out in the car seat. So she just clips straight in rather than having to clip her in while making sure Jet doesn't run onto the road. So little things like that, I'm starting to realise what we need to do to make everything work. Friend was saying she thinks it takes half an hour per child to leave the house. It's quite nice thinking of it in that way rather than thinking at 5 to 9, oh we want to leave at 9. Actually thinking from 8, which seems so extreme but is what happens. From 8 to be like, okay, let's start getting our shoes on, let's start packing the bag, because then someone's going to be sick and then someone's going to need a poo. Not me, Jet. And then someone's going to want to take their shoes back off, and then someone's going to cry, and then they're both going to cry, and then I'm going to cry. So I find just allowing extra time to leave or get anywhere helps us all be a lot less stressed. So some things I think we're getting used to the vibe of 2. I think the thing I'm still really struggling with is feeling like I don't have the same time that I used to have for Jet. And the reality is I don't have the same time that I have for him. I'm hoping that turns into a positive. Or I guess some of my time will slowly start coming back again. The other day she had a really unsettled day, and I think it must have been something to do with growing or something, because she had a really unsettled day that day, and then the next day basically napped all day. So something was obviously going on. But she was super unsettled, and there were just so many times where he was like, Mama play, and he wanted me to sit down on the floor and play with him with his trains. And I tried, but she really just wanted me to be standing and bouncing basically the whole day, or feeding her. And it just broke my heart that I couldn't be there for him. In a way it's really sweet, because I think since she's been born he's learnt really well to be able to play by himself, and he sets up his train track and plays with his trains and chats to himself, and I kind of half find it lovely and half find it heartbreaking, because I know why he's had to get good at that is because I'm not there for him as much. So I find that really, really hard. But he's doing really well. He is coping well, but I just get major guilt. So yeah, I try as much as I can when she is asleep. I try and like get down on the floor and start a game with him or read a story with him. He gets quite clingy when I'm feeding her. And so although it's very uncomfortable, I never say no to him. So if I'm feeding her and he wants a cuddle, I bring him up too, and I just end up being totally crushed, and Nova's often a little bit crushed. But Jet's happy and I'm able to give them both attention at the same time. So I do try and do that, as tricky as it is. I'm finding that a bit hard. That's the main thing in terms of adapting to 2, is just making sure they both feel like they're getting my time and my attention. Nova's spending a lot of her time plonked on the side while I sort Jet out. Jet's spending a lot of time being told to just wait a minute while I sort Nova out, and I'd love to be able to make them both feel like they're getting my time, and I'm hoping that will get easier the less demanding Nova is, and actually as well I guess the less demanding Jet is, because the more he's able to kind of put his own coat on, he won't need me as much. But when I do have free hands, we can just play. But she holds her head up really well now, engage, eye contact, and we have little chats, and she gurgles and smiles, and it's lovely. It's so nice feeling like we're getting stuff back from her now. Like I feel like in the last update, she was still at that stage where she just fed, pooed and slept, and you're not really getting much back from them. So it's so nice now to feel like she's this little baby that actually enjoys our company and smiles at us. And it's so nice now seeing her and Jet interact. So he often wants cuddles with her and she smiles at him and gurgles, and that's lovely. She's still not great at being put down. I basically spend my whole time either holding her or with her in the sling, or if she's fallen asleep, putting her in a sleepy head. But I remember with Jet, he would happily lie in a sleepy head awake and just kick about and look around. But she gets annoyed quite quickly doing that. So again, that's quite tricky with 2, because it means she's just more demanding than he was. I'm still just exclusively breastfeeding her, which I'm really not fussed about breastfeeding. I think you just do whatever's best for your baby, whatever's best for you, it's best for your sanity and for you, that just works for you. And for me, I find at the moment breastfeeding's working really well, because I don't have to think. I'm not a very organised person, and the idea of Or, I mean, already getting out the house is tricky. If I was also having to think about formula and bottles and sterilising and all those kind of things, I think I'd just stay at home a lot more. So breastfeeding is just so nice and easy because I'm just there ready to go whenever she needs it. I think that's about everything. 8 weeks, crazy, 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 crazy. And it was in here. So weird to think that it was in here that I gave birth to her. If you want to see the story all about that, then I will link it below. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. See you at the 12-week update, I guess. And please do subscribe for more I was gonna say pregnancy. I'm not pregnant anymore. For more baby updates and family vlogs and other general parenting, lifestyle type videos and vlogs and whatnot. Oh, should we say goodbye together? Oh gosh. Thank you for watching. Have a lovely week. Bye. Lots of love.